France's parliament has approved a bill legalizing same-sex marriage. President Francois Hollande must sign it before it becomes law, but opponents still hope to block the measure by bringing it before the Constitutional Council.
Excitement inside the French National Assembly as lawmakers cheer following the approval of same-sex marriage. Politicians voted to pass a bill by a vote of 331 to 225. At one point, a protester tried to interrupt the final vote on the measure. Opponents of the law have held increasingly angry protests in recent weeks. The decision makes France the 14th country in the world to allow same-sex couples to wed.
With one vote, France joined a small selection of countries, extending marriage to same-sex couples. The delight outside the parliament evident. Just before 5 p.m, French lawmakers had gathered for the final reckoning. A protester was removed with a stern rebuke from the speaker.
Les ennemis de la démocratie n'ont rien à faire dans l'hémicycle.
The ruling Socialist Party of President Francois Hollande has a large majority, so the result was a foregone conclusion.
331 contre 225.
But they applauded anyway, drowning out the naysayers.
Après 136 heures.
And while they tackled protesters on the inside, they were taking no chances on the outside, armed police ringing the parliament. And with good reason, this has proved to be an explosively divisive debate. Supporters may have been most vocal immediately after the vote, but in months of demonstrations they had been substantially outnumbered by opponents, so the equality lobby savoured the moment.
The vote in Parliament came after weeks of massive protest rallies on both sides of the argument. Gay rights organisers say homophobic attacks had increased during the divisive debates. President Hollande had pledged to push through this legislation, one of the biggest social reforms since the death penalty was abolished in 1981. France now joins 13 other countries around the world to have legalised gay marriage, as well as some parts of the United States. The French vote comes just after similar reforms were approved in the New Zealand Parliament. Opponents in France say they will continue their fight.
It's right that it should pass. We shouldn't have to battle for things which are so obvious. We're not taking anything away from anyone else, and I don't see why people should tell me what to do, how to live my life and who to live it with.
Nevertheless, there has been strong opposition to the idea of same-sex marriage, both inside Parliament and among the general public. They say they've lost one battle here, but they intend to fight on.
Le mariage gay n'est pas naturel car
I'm against gay marriage because I believe in natural law. Gay marriage is unnatural because a gay couple can't conceive a child naturally, so it doesn't make sense for a gay couple to marry.
The debate about legalising same-sex marriage has exposed bitter divisions in French public opinion. Many people have been surprised at the backlash against this legislation, in particular the violent attacks that have taken place against gay people.
But Bruno Leroy, head of the Socialist group, doesn't expect the agreed measures to be changed by France's Constitutional Court. He told Euronews, "I'm absolutely sure about the final draft. It's now up to the Constitutional Court to decide, but I'm very relaxed about it."
Que nous avons su nous préserver de tout risque d'inconstitutionnalité. C'est maintenant au Conseil de le dire, mais là-dessus je vais attendre sereinement.
But Conservative opposition MP Laurent Vasquez isn't so sure. Just because the government used all its energy to force through this measure doesn't mean that protests are going to stop, he said. These are deep-rooted concerns about the family's role in our society, artificial insemination and surrogacy.
Sur la gestation pour autrui.